the beginning of our train infrastructure in Twin Lakes with a beautiful parclo. It looks simple. It was honestly simple to make, but it looks so nice. This game's highway tools are just incredible. Like, oh my god, it just looks so good. It looks so good. I had the hardest time making this in Cities 1. In Cities 2, it's literally the easiest thing in the world. You can make beautiful interchanges so simply. We have our first passenger train line over here. We only have one stop, so it's not like it's going anywhere except bringing in people to the area, but it's still, it looks really nice off of this collector. And we have our forestry industry, or I should say forestry industries, because there are quite a few of them. At least 4. We got one here, one there. Look at this little guy doing his thing. We got one right over here, and we have one right here. Guys, there's so many trees over here. They better be working for a long time. And we have our first little skyscraper. It is a foreshadow of what's to come in this small town turned big city. But guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I'm pretty excited about today. One, because we get to play this again, and I'm just having a blast playing this. I have a few of my own cities that I'm just kind of playing around with, and I'm having a great time in this game. I'm really enjoying it. The performance is not amazing. I don't know if you can tell from the video. I have it on lower settings because I have OBS open, but the performance is okay. It's not incredible. It's not great, but it's, it's not the worst, but it's just really fun. It is an upgrade from Cities 1, which is really cool. And I'm just having a blast playing it. So I'm just excited to play it. We're going to do a few things today. One, we're going to put down a firehouse because this house is on fire. And if we're also paused right now, and if we let this play, it's going to burn everything. We also need to place a police station as well, because if we go into our criminals are running rampant right now. The average crime probability is 66%. That is crazy. That's insane. That is insane. This is Gotham City right now. So I'm excited to do that. And we're also going to be building out our rail infrastructure. So this is going to be really cool too, because I have never really focused on this before. So I'm very excited to be honest with you. It's going to be really small. Obviously, we only have 1,900 people in the city, or just under 2,000. We're going to add a few more houses on the side. I do like the grid that we got going on, but I want to add houses on the outside of the streets just to make it a little bit more realistic. Right now it looks kind of funny. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to buy some tiles over in this area, because we are also this episode going to be doing something in this area. So I had mentioned I wanted to do like a park over here, and then I had this idea while I was editing, and also one of you guys said you should actually do a forestry industry over here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a forestry industry over here because I think that would make a lot of sense. I'm only gonna buy these 5 tiles for now. If we need to buy more afterwards, we can, but I don't want to get too crazy with it, especially because once you get past here, the wooded areas kind of stop. But what we are going to do is I'm gonna come in here with our vegetation. We're gonna come into our pine trees. We're gonna come into place multiple. So our brush, we're gonna bring this up to 100%, and then we're just gonna litter trees all around here, baby trees. The reason why we're doing this, I know it's kind of like cheesing the game a bit. I mean, it's part of it. So, but you don't really, like, you can't place trees after you place your industry down. Like, you can't place trees in that industry, which is kind of odd, but that's just the way that it is. So we're just gonna do that before. Place a bunch of trees down. These don't produce any wood in the beginning. We're also gonna switch to spruce because we have both pine and spruce trees in these areas. And we have so many baby trees. So baby trees don't actually produce any wood. I think they might produce like 1 wood. Like if we click them, there's so many trees now, but that's good. Produces 0 wood, this baby pine tree. But if we go to this pine tree, 2,205. This is a fully grown one at 3,000 wood. You can't place them before, you can place them after. So we want this forestry industry to be chugging along for a very long time. We are gonna press play after we place down our fire hydrant, or our fire station, and our police station as well. But I just want these to grow a little bit while we are doing the rest of the build. Let's place those down so that we can press play. We're gonna come into our fire station and we're gonna place this firehouse down somewhere over over here. So I'm thinking this is pretty small and it doesn't have any upgrades to it. It has an extended garage, but it doesn't grow the size of it, which is kind of nice. The police station extended garage is kind of the same deal, which is kind of cool. The one thing that I do want to do, I want it to be close to both of these collectors because we don't know how far it'll reach the most amount of distance if they're close to both of these collectors. So what I think going to do is, I don't want them to be off of the collector because they have the median right here, unless we change it right here to be this, and then we could place it, because if we have the median in the middle, then you can't take, like if you're coming this way and you want to come into this commercial spot here, you have to come all the way over here, go in the roundabout, come around and come in. So if we just place the firehouse right here, it can't actually go anywhere. Like it is close to the roundabout, so it's quick, but you can't do all of the movements. So the best place to place our fire and police would probably be either here or here. So this is our elementary school. I'm actually going to place them around our elementary school. And you may be wondering like, oh, that's weird. But the reason I'm doing this is because I remember going to elementary school and seeing I went to elementary school right beside a firehouse. So that's what we're going to do. And also that way it's safer. It's safer for the kids. So we're going to place our firehouse right here. And we're just going to double check its upgrade. Yeah, so it goes right there. Awesome, awesome. We are going to take out this little area right here though. And we might even take out right there as well. But we'll put that in. Oh no, this takes up the whole area. Yeah, so we don't actually need any of that. And then we can just kind of add some trees along here. So when you're coming down, looks a wee bit nicer. Maybe we can even add a path or something. That could be kind of fun. Then let's do our police station. And we're going to put our police station right on the other side. So we're going to leave the commercial. We're going to take out these row houses. That's fine. And then we're going to check. Yeah, so this is just an upgrade here as well. Perfect. We're not going to put those upgrades on yet, but this will just help a little bit. So now we'll press play and these will start to grow out a little bit. And now, even though the fire is about to jump, if we look here, the fire engine is dispatched. Look at the fire. My frames are dropping like crazy right now. It will jump in just a moment, but that's okay because our fire truck should be on the way. This game is really funny because this fire truck just leaves, lets this building completely burn down, which I just think is really funny. We have a dead person waiting in here. And now because this was on fire before the fire station was actually built, that's why the fire trucks like never go to it, but whatever. We're going to delete it, let it grow a new one, and we are good to go. We are going to fill in some of our zoning on these areas. So we have zoning there. Perfect. And we're going to bring in zoning over here as well. And then, like I said, I want to add a little path over here. Just making this a little bit nicer over here, you know? I want to add things when I remember them because I will forget them later and then I'll just never add them and they'll never exist. So I want to make them where I can. So we're looking right here. We have a pretty high demand for low density residential. We're also like all the way up on commercial and industrial. So one thing that you have to look at when looking at these is our workplace availability. Total workplaces, 1,400, employees, 1,300, you know, give or take a bit, which means that we actually don't need more of either. We're actually really good. We have great employment and we don't need to rush industry or commercial, which is just, you know, kind of nice to keep in mind. So the next thing that we're going to do over here is we are going to zone some areas around our town or our city. So we're going to move this. That way we can continue our grid if we would like to. And then we're just going to come over here and we're going to place buildings along the outside of these roads. And this will just, I hope at least, make it look a little bit more realistic. The one thing that I didn't love when I was looking at these areas, when I was editing, was like, oh, there's a few spots that don't look the most realistic because it's just roads that end. And that doesn't really happen. It does, but it's not as common as I make it in the game. So I just wanted to add just a little bit. And we made it to milestone 4, which is awesome because we now have access to low rent housing, low density offices, and the forestry industry and the transportation, which means that now we can get trains, which is super, super exciting. I'm gonna bring this all the way to here, even though we might have a road that kind of breaks this up, but we'll just displace people later. I'm not too worried about it right now. Perfect. And you know what we may do as well? We may add just a few spots for offices and even one, we need like, it looks like we need like one low rent building. And I want to place this somewhere specific. So what we might do is place it like right here. And this is going to be huge. And this is the smallest square that I can make, which is just kind of frustrating. Does it get smaller? No, it doesn't. What if we do this instead? That looks even bigger. I'm gonna let this grow and see what it looks like. I'm not loving it right now. Also, I don't love that it's right in front of the high school, so actually we might just take that out, to be honest with you. And we'll find somewhere else that we can put that it makes a little bit more sense, a little bit nicer. Maybe we'll put it by the train station when we build that later. Okay, so we're gonna slow it down. We're gonna come into our development points because we really haven't spent any time in here yet. We're gonna come over to our roads. Sorry, no, we're gonna come over to our transportation and we're going to unlock trains. I love it. Is that an airport? Oh, that's so fun. There's so much in this game and I just love it. Okay, so in order to play with trains, we need to put down a rail yard. So this is quite a large building, but that's okay. I've been looking around. So firstly, I'm gonna come into our roads and I'm gonna turn on contour view just so that I can see kind of what we're dealing with. We need to place a rail yard down. If we were to place it down in our city, we could technically put it right here, but there's not a lot of space over here. It's very, very close. It is by our industrial area, but I don't think this is going to be an industrial area long term. It's a little bit too good for like, you know, of property in my opinion. And this road, it makes sense to upgrade this road, or I guess downgrade it technically, into a collector a little bit later and then changing this interchange around, which I'm super excited to do, which means that we need to find another spot to put down our rail yard. So there's a few other options. This is super, super, super bumpy over here. That's not a really good option. We could put it over here, but then there's this mini little mountain over here and we'd have to level that, which doesn't sound super, super fun. Or we could place it over here. So this area is really interesting because it's very flat. I like this area. We could come over here as well. This is kind of flat as well, which is kind of cool. But I'm thinking we're gonna come over here for two reasons. One, if we come into our resource view, there's no resources over here. So we're not gonna like step on some resources. If we were to put it over here, now we can't use the ore that's over here. There's no resources over here except for a forestry industry. Now, where am I even looking now? I think it's over here. Yeah, except for forestry. So we could have another forestry industry down the line, which we don't really need it because we're gonna put one in today, but it is something to keep in mind. It's an option is what I'm trying to say. We are going to put it right over here. So to start this, we will have to bring pipes all the way over here, which might be difficult. The other option of how we bring electricity and water over here is we actually just get it from the outside world, which I think will probably be what we do. Because if we come over here, yeah, we can just buy these 6 tiles and then we can get our water and our electricity from the outside world just for the rail yard, because that's all we really need it for right now. All right, let's get this going. So we're gonna grab these 6 tiles so that we can create an interchange and do a rail yard. We actually probably don't even need these ones, to be honest with you. We're gonna get them anyway, and we're gonna purchase these. No going back now. So now let's grab our roads, and I'm actually looking. So we actually need to buy highway roads, which is super exciting. I have not worked with highways yet. I've done a little bit, obviously, to make sure that I am not stupid when it comes to them, but it's really like I haven't done a lot of stuff with them. So we're going to build this out. We need about 7.5 meters in order to clear the highway. So that's what we're gonna do right here. We're gonna come and put our interchange right about here. What I might do, honestly, this just for the time being, because I want there to be, I want it to be very square, very flush. All right, that was a very long time to build this one road really, really straight. But what do you do? Then we're gonna come out, what is this? This is 30. So let's do 80 meters on each side. Perfect. And then this is where we'll start our interchange from. And then we'll send this road out. And then this road eventually, this will be like a small, like a local connection almost that comes all the way and meets up over here. But we're not going to worry about that right now because we don't want to put all of our infrastructure. We don't need to put all of our infrastructure down for that, to be honest with you. But what we are going to do is put down our highways. And this is actually going to be a highway as well. So let's actually just upgrade that right now. And then it will come out. And then what we're going to do is send this. And look at that. We can even take this, turn off snapping, and make these lanes just a little bit nicer looking. Perfection. Oh my God. And these do look a wee bit funny. It was like down here, right? Yeah, so let's take these out and we'll try again. Perfect. And look at that. That looks awesome. Oh my God, the road tools are so much fun in this game. Okay, so let's just do the exact same thing that we did over here. So how we did that was, because I'm kind of learning this while I'm doing it. I did do it in a workshop before, but we came out from the edge here. Came out about 71 meters. Well, actually, no, we didn't. Because over to here was 114, I believe. Yeah, so we did 112, and then we came down to here, 90, made a node, took this out, and then we came out here, 40, took that out, yes, and then we came out here, 72, 72, and it was actually a little bit different, and this actually needs to come up. So we'll just do the exact same thing, 72, we'll come up to 7.5, come out to 72, perfect, and this is what is our slope over here? It looks like a 5.5. Honestly, not that bad. And then we come up, link up right here, we come into our one ways, we take this out, come into our one ways, go back down to the ground, and actually we upgraded this. That's a pretty long one. So we'll change these around to make them a little bit shorter because these are way too long for merge lanes, but that's okay. And then we actually just took these out and then redrew them. So we come into continuous just to make sure that it looks really, really nice. And now we have our little thing going on here. So we'll come into our alleys, and this is how we'll create nodes here. And I think we're gonna do it like right there. Perfect. And then we'll upgrade this to be a highway on the ground. Perfect. Look at that. And we'll do the same thing right over here. Perfect. So we made a parclo. Amazing. And I took a little bit too long making this, and that was just because I wanted to make it perfect. But I am really liking this. The road tools are so cool. This looks beautiful. Oh, we didn't do this one. Honestly, this merge lane is pretty long, but honestly, we can deal with it. Yeah, just the road tools in this game are unbelievable. They are so much fun, such a blast. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna take this, connect up to here, and come down to the ground now that our interchange is done. So we have a 5.5 here, which is honestly a little bit too steep. I'm gonna come down to a 4. So now we are on the ground. I'm gonna turn on our contours so that we know where we are. And now we're gonna place down our rail yard. So we're gonna put this, honestly, probably like right about here. Perfect. We do need a road over here, so we're gonna place this down right now. We'll snap to the side of buildings. Place this along here. It will turn back into a highway, and we're actually just gonna have another connection over here. That way we can get our power and our water and everything. And then we need to connect these lines up, which is honestly easy enough. This road is gonna connect up to this road though, so let's just do that right now. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm gonna take a look at our city because I just heard there's a traffic warning over here or something. Our road conditions are probably bad, so we probably need to put down a road maintenance depot. Honestly, maybe we do that sooner than later because this bridge is probably gonna get pretty backed up. Yeah, let's put that down now. I'm just gonna place it right here. The upgrades, we have enough space. Perfect. We don't really need to do anything crazy with it. We're just gonna leave that for now. We're gonna come back over here and we're going to set up our train line. And then these two are the last ones that need to be connected, and that is super, super easy. We might actually connect these up to each other. We're gonna do something fun over here. Take this. We're gonna come down to about here and we're gonna meet up just like that. And then we're gonna take this road, and this road is pretty much gonna come straight into here. And then actually we're gonna upgrade this road to there. And that is super cool. I like that. I think that looks awesome. Oh my God. Okay, let's connect this road up. So we're gonna come back into our highways and we're just gonna send this road out on our 180. And make a connection over here. And then we'll take our water pipes and we'll put them over here, create another connection. Perfect, perfect. And then the only thing that we need over here is going to be our electricity. And that is also something that we're just going to link up with to the outside world. Although, in order to do that, we're gonna need a transformer. Or we could come underground. Don't think we can just connect up like that. I think we will need to, yeah, we might need to have a transformer over here as well. Which honestly isn't the worst thing in the entire world. Could upgrade this to about here, come into here, put a transformer right beside, and then take this and put it right over here. Perfect. So now our rail yard has power, it has water, it has everything. We are good to go over here. I'm gonna come into our soften terrain tool really quickly and just see if we can, or our level terrain tool, and see if we can kind of like make this look a wee bit nicer. Nothing crazy. Like when you turn off contours, now we can't even see it. And this is nice. I like this a lot. We have a few other, these ones, I don't think you actually have to plug them in. Even this one, to be honest with you. This one that comes over here, I don't really understand the point of that personally, but I don't really know. Here is our rail yard. It's working well, I think at least. So we're done with that. This will connect up down here. Again, not a huge priority for us at this exact moment. The main priority for us at this specific moment is going to be creating our first train line over here. I'm actually very excited about that. So let's come into our train station. We have a cargo and a regular. The cargo will probably place down here realistically because this is going to be our forestry industry, and we'll have some trucks that come down here. For the meantime, just this regular plain old train station will do. We're going to put this parallel as well right about here and make it look all nice and pretty. What is this? Oh, it's a cargo train. It's carrying a bunch of food, bunch of rock. That's super cool, actually. Cool, cool, cool. So we are seeing some terrain issues over here, which makes sense. This whole area is going to be crazy for terrain. We will kind of fix it as needed. We're going to bring this out a bit, and then this will actually kind of level down to over here where we actually will connect up. So let's grab this height and we'll bring our brush a little bit bigger right here. Yeah, let's grab right here, and we're going to connect up over here. Perfect. And then after we put these lines down, or sorry, the train lines, tracks down, that is when we'll soften it up over here. So I'm going to turn off guidelines because it's trying to snap to this highway, which is super frustrating. Then we're going to take this line out, and I'm going to unsnap to existing geometry because it's going to snap to down there. I am going to keep on length and 90 degree though, because I want to keep that 180. And And then we're just gonna come down over here. We're gonna turn on our contours to make sure we know where we're going. We're gonna come down. And now we're gonna snap to guidelines right in here. We're actually exceeding our city limits over here, which is really interesting. So we have a bunch of tile buys. I'm gonna buy these tiles because we're gonna have to anyway. And then now we should be able to connect up relatively easily. Perfect. Awesome. Now we will have to do the other side as well. I'm gonna wait to do that because we should put these down too. And that's a pretty ugly connection. We're gonna take that out. That one is much nicer, and then these will kind of come in right there. Perfect. That's looking really, really cool, actually. I like that. And then we're gonna come in here to our soften terrain tool and just soften it around. Perfect. This doesn't really have to be as soft. That's okay. This is a little bit more of a steep hill, but that's fair because this is where the train station is. Then we're gonna come over here and do the exact same thing. We're gonna level our terrain right about here. Perfect. Create a little pad. Come into our slope terrain tool. We're gonna meet up, like, let's say about here. So we'll bring this up all the way up to here. Perfection. Oh my God. And I think what we're gonna do this time is I'm gonna come into our parallel tool, and it wants to flip. So maybe I click this one actually. Yeah, I do. We're gonna go down to 0.5. That's, yeah, perfect. So that is ideal. This grabs both of these right here, and we are going to come down to about here. Now we're gonna get out of our parallel tool. This is our main one on the outside. So from here, we're gonna come into continuous and we're gonna break in. Perfect. And then here we're gonna come in to this guy. Awesome. And then this one's gonna break in right about here. Perfection. Oh my God, it looks so nice. Soften this up, make this look all nice and pretty. We'll do the same thing over here. That is looking really, really nice. Oh my God, I love it. I love it so much. Okay, cool. We'll come into our alleyways because this is my favorite way to do these areas, honestly, is to bring this guy right across here. We'll come down 2. We'll come into our medium roads, go down to 5 or 0. Oh my God. And then bring this down here. So now this road is going to connect up right over here. So we're going to send this straight a bit, and it's August. I thought this was snow. This is rain. I'm very excited for snow. We're going to bring this road out to about here, and then we're gonna start our curve. We're gonna come up about here, and then we're gonna come into our complex curve mode. And we're gonna do up here. Cool. So this is kind of a tight curve, but I think that's okay. Actually, we might even make this a little bit longer. I think we will. And I love that this road just automatically connects over here, even though it's obviously a curve. The road tools in this game are so nice. Oh my God. And now we have power. We have everything over here. We're looking good. We're looking real nice over here. Very excited about that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is I'm actually gonna take out these roads really quickly for a few reasons. If we come into our contours and our levels, this itself is level, but it's on an uphill. So I think what we should do, honestly, is come into level terrain tool, create a little pad over here, and this is where the road will come, and then we'll soften all this out afterwards. So we'll take our alleyway, we'll do the same thing that we did. Not too worried about that, but I just want it to be a little bit more straight over here. So we'll come out to perfect, and then we'll come into this road, and we'll connect these up. Honestly, we'll come down. This is when it starts to come straight. So we'll come into our slope terrain, turn our brush size down to about 30, maybe even less. Oh, this is strength. Oh, well. Down to 50. We'll grab this road and we'll bring it up here. Perfect. And then we shall link these. So it's not quite perfect, which is almost annoying. We'll link these up. You can't even tell. 89%, basically 90. And then, like I said, we're gonna soften the terrain around here. So we'll probably bring this brush size up, because this honestly is gonna be a very similar slope, right? Like if we grab this and we come to here, very similar slope. Cool, looking really nice over here. All right, so the last thing that we wanted to do was create a forestry industry over here. So we're doing a lot this episode. Maybe too much, because we're already running pretty late. But let's just do it anyway. Screw it. All right, so we're gonna take this road, and this road is gonna come out. So we are going to do our best to follow the terrain as best as we can. We're gonna turn off snap to guidelines. We are not gonna have sides of buildings. We're gonna take off existing geometry. All we're gonna have is snap to zoning cell length and the 90-degree angle, just so that we get that 100%. And then we're going to find a terrain line that we like and kind of hug it. And I think we're gonna do this darker terrain line right here. So these ones signify the 10 meters. I don't know where, oh, it's 10 meters from here, right? Because each line is one. And we're gonna follow that line around. So it's this line right over here. And then we will have to move up a little bit, but that is okay. And now if we look, this road is gonna be relatively flat. And that is kind of what I'm looking for. We are digging into the side, but that's fair. This is a pretty big road, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna leave it here knowing that it's gonna continue on. Maybe even this is like a highway at some point that turns into this collector, kind of like these other ones. But for now, that's where we're gonna leave it. And then we're gonna come in with our dirt roads. And this is where we're going to build out our forestry industries. We're gonna have a few of them just because of the way that the forestry industry works, but it's gonna be kind of cool. With our contour lines on, we are going to begin. Let's do this. We don't need to be at the very top per se, but we could kind of come around. And from here, we're gonna try to make our way down. Kind of a crazy road. Maybe we'll try to redo this one. That is going to be just part of it with these roads, is that they're going to have crazy slopes. And that's fine. We do need some roads that come out over here though. So let's start building these out as well. The goal here really is I want all of this to be encompassed by forestry industry. That is a pretty unreasonable slope, so let's try that again. Honestly, maybe we even just bring it down like over here. Or we could bring it over this direction, and then this one, if we come down here, slightly less. So then we have a few spots that can be their own little industries. Maybe not the largest ones in the world, but that's okay, right? Really, that's fine. And I'm liking the way this looks. It is a ginormous cul-de-sac, and we will de-cul-de-sac this at some point. For now, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest with you. Let's just come in here with some industry, and let's place this down. All right, so we have this industry done now. Let's look. I would love to see the company. So it's available for rent right now. And then so business will move in here. I'm just kind of looking because like we have a ginormous industrial demand and I'm hoping that this kind of fills it. In the meantime, we're gonna place the rest of these as well. Perfect. Yeah, so this has 17 employees. It needs more workers. People are getting hired. Perfect. So we should see the industrial demand slowly go down. We just have 2 more real areas over here. Well, I guess 3 more because this is its own area as well. So let's do those. Let's do those as well. So for whatever reason, we have to move this little house. Perfect. And then we can come in here and fix this. Perfect. All right, so now we have our forestry industry placed. The last thing I want to do is I just want to fix some of the landscaping in this area. So if we come into our level terrain tool, we come up to like 30. We're just going to level a bit out from here. And then we're going to come into our soften terrain, turn it up, and we're just going to soften around this area. Maybe coming into our like slope terrain tool, grabbing this and coming up like that, and then softening up around there, just so that it looks a little bit more planned. This is we're probably just gonna have to move that. That looks awful. This one looks okay. This one we can probably just come in with our soften terrain tool. Oh, maybe not. Level out a pad, soften it up. Cool, cool, cool. And then we have one more. It's right over here. So we'll do the same thing. So we'll level out a little pad and then soften it up. Cool, cool, cool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we have one more. This is actually a very similar, oh my God, this is the same height over here. That kind of makes sense, I guess, kind of like a mountain. And now I want to look. So we are seeing tons and tons of people working at these places, which is awesome. So as these level up, I believe they'll need more employees, hopefully, which means our industrial demand should go down, which is really, really nice. We also should be seeing a surplus of wood now. We're producing 153 tons of wood. We have oh my God, we have a crazy surplus. That's good though. We're still losing money from our service upkeeps. So we're getting about 200,000 from government subsidies. This will go away eventually. We're losing a ton a month. By this rate, we're going to be bankrupt pretty soon. And it's all coming from service upkeeps. So that's going to be like all of these services. So our main ones, yeah. So our monthly budget is minus 400. Yeah. So if we look like our transportation, that's really just train. So we don't need it that high. Our education, we only have 2 schools, but it costs a bunch. Healthcare, that costs a lot. So we need some more money. We need some more money. We need to be making some more money. But that is okay. I think we're gonna kind of deal with that in the next one. In the meantime, what we're gonna do super fast, because like I said, these roads, I want some businesses. I want it to look a little bit more realistic. I think this looks more realistic with houses on the other side. We're gonna come in with our plot or our fill, and we're just gonna place some zoning along the side of this road right here. And if we have to take out some businesses because we're expanding the grid, so be it. You know, that's just the way that it is. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. There are a few spots that we can put in offices. I'm actually thinking, I think we could put some offices over here. We could put some offices in here. I think that would make a lot of sense. And then we need one low rent building. So I'm thinking about where this could be. And I'm thinking we can just put it right in here. So it is going to be quite large, but I think we're going to put a small, medium demand building right beside it as well. And that way it doesn't look as big beside that. These will just be the two large buildings, basically. And in my small town, I had some of that. I had like one or two. It was a town of 16,000, so it wasn't 2,000, but you know, games are games. It wasn't, we had a little skyscraper. We will survive. But guys, that is going to be where we call it. If you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you loved the video and you're not subscribed, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments section what you think of our little town. If you like our forestry industry over here, what do you think of this guy right here? I love this interchange. I love it so much. I love the Yanny highway. Fantastic. It's just, I'm really digging it. Let's watch them. I love it so much. Okay, cool. Guys, if you made it this far, blah, 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 blah. Like the video, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.